You never know. You never know. Let's get going.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Techtalk.
Techtalk. Podaholiks is where you can find us. Andrew Thomas, digitalnexa.com.
Yeah.
I said that really fast.
That was good. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. James
You're
Piecowye.
excited, right?
I am. It's Christmas time.
That's it.
And right off the bat, last week we were talking about Christmas movies and things. And we had a small discussion.
Yeah, we thought that our friendship might break on that point. Yeah.
The Die Hard one. The Die Hard one.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, it is Christmas time. But you found a Stephen Fellows, Film Data and Education, has gone through Christmas movies.
That's right, yeah.
And developed a huge metric.
Yeah, there's like an algorithm to determine.
Who has this much time?
I don't know. I mean, this is a great thesis, isn't it? A great study. It's using data to determine if Die Hard is actually a Christmas movie. So he's kind of broken this down, which I thought was pretty cool. He's got what is Die Hard, which is shocking that he needs to explain what that is. But then he goes into kind of what is a Christmas movie.
I know.
Which I thought was quite amusing. Then he breaks it into creative, the Christmas references in Die Hard, number of Christmas songs in movies. I mean, this is extensive.
I'm thinking he had the same argument with somebody. That Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, clearly. And it's like, well, I'm going to prove it to you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I've got this in the chamber now. So I feel like, it's there. But what was actually very cool, there's a bit of a screen grab here. Just nice to check the notes. And it's got all the kind of Christmas movies in there, which I thought was quite fun. So,
well, that was the other cool thing, because it even talks about top songs in movies, 1998 to 2017. Jingle Bells coming out on top.
Yeah.
And I just thought, this is an extraordinary amount of time.
It's extensive. I mean, he's got most frequency cited movies in IMDb on the topic of Christmas. He's got average spread of annual Wikipedia page views in top action movies. So he's kind of top Christmas films. I mean, yeah, it's pretty strong.
IMDb puts Home Alone as its top Christmas film, Elf, and then the Santa Claus. I forgot all about the Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely forgot about that as well.
Yeah. Christmas Vacation, The Polar Express, and The Holiday. I don't even know which one that is. I have to go back and check that out. Bad Santa, I remember that one. Christmas Carol 2009, not my favorite.
Yeah.
But a lot of great movies.
Yeah, great movie. Yeah. Interestingly enough, I mean, the funny thing is he almost kind of does all of this research and then still sits on the fence.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, which I find a bit liberal about him, but it's just, he's got, after taking this long journey, I'm sure you appreciate complexity in answering a question. We had to consider what is a movie, who it is. The neatest summary I can provide is to say that there are many Christmas elements in the movie, although the studio did not intend it to be a Christmas movie. Some of the key creators did. Either way, it's certainly fair to say Die Hard is regarded as a Christmas movie in popular culture.
There we go.
So I'm still saying it's a Christmas movie. So there we go. And Bond. I didn't find any data. I know.
So is this
it's a very English thing.
It's just an English thing.
Yeah, like Boxing Day. Although, hold on.
No, we have Boxing Day.
You guys have Boxing Day, right?
We have Boxing Day.
But from us, right?
Of course, we're a colony.
Yeah.
We're a colony. Canada's a colony.
Yeah.
But the
Let's
Bond
not get
movie
into those
thing.
conversations.
The Bond movie, though,
Okay. I'll find out. Do you know what? It's funny. I should probably ask these questions to a wider audience because I feel like I've just blanketed. It's an English thing.
It's an English thing.
It may be a Thomas family thing. It may be one of those things that
just your family does
when
it.
you're young and your dad says, it's Christmas, so we're watching a Bond movie. Everyone does it. So I genuinely believe it might just be a Thomas family thing. So I might have to check that.
Check with your dad.
I'll check back and
And if you're just tuning into this podcast and you're wondering, what are these guys rambling about? We basically talk tech.
That's it.
And tech things. I want to jump right in, and I know we got notes.
Yeah,
and we got all sorts
cool
of things.
Stuff,
Cool gift if you're looking for it is this Huawei Mate 20 Pro.
Yeah, you had some fun this week.
I'm playing with it. It's not locked here. You were playing with it a little bit last week. I showed it to you.
The screen's impressive.
You know what? This is kind of a weird thing because the P20 Pro came out last year. It's Huawei's flagship phone. This phone came out this year. I don't know if they're calling it their flagship phone, but this is an impressive piece of kit.
Yeah.
And one of the things that excites me about this phone is how it just feels normal. In fact, there's some weird things about it, and I don't mean weird in a bad way, but the first time I picked it up, I wasn't sure first of all, which phone I was holding. I kind of thought it was a little bit like a Samsung Galaxy Edge.
Yeah. It feels like
And
that,
it has the edges. I mean, it is
Yeah.
edge, and every time I grabbed it, I thought, hold on, is this a Samsung that I've got here? And I thought, okay, is there edge features? And at least they're not enabled if there are on this phone. I couldn't find anywhere to get edges, but the screen goes right to the edge, which was a little bit interesting. Very glassy, very glossy. It's got the latest operating system from Huawei on board, which is kind of cool. It is what excites me about this phone is I really get the sense that if you're into photography,
Yeah.
this phone,
This is the one?
This is the phone you want, because it has got some extraordinary optics put in, co-engineered with Leica. Let me just find the specs of the camera here, because so it's got the main camera is a 40 megapixel f-stop 1.8. It's got an ultra wide angle, which I really liked, and this is a 20 megapixel camera. It's got a telephoto lens, 8 megapixels, and the front camera is 24 megapixel.
Okay.
What is kind of cool is this has got the latest and greatest CPU running in it, and this it's the current 980 chip. Allows for extraordinary AI features when you're doing photography, and what they've managed to do is throw in, I'm just looking up the numbers here for you, 1,500 scenarios, I believe. Let me just get it here. 1,500 scenarios across 25 categories. So you can enable the AI, or you can turn off the AI.
Okay.
And if you enable the AI, what it does is it senses your photos. So if you're taking a picture of an animal, it does an analysis. Hey, that's a cat.
Yeah.
And it adjusts things.
Okay.
I like it, and I don't like it. So there are points where, and it's easy to turn it off, especially if you're taking a photo. There's a little box. You can just say, I don't want to use your AI settings. Makes it pretty easy to take decent photos.
I was going to say, I mean, you are a photographer, right? So, I mean, I think that, or you understand photography at least. I mean, for someone like me that just doesn't, I would probably never turn it off. It would always be helping me out.
It makes great photos.
Yeah. The only thing that I thought about it was that I almost feel like some of these phones are losing their identity.
Well, this is the thing.
If we put this down now on the table, there's nothing, they've almost gone out of their way not to shade it to the Huawei. Does that make sense?
I get that sense too.
Yeah,
And
it just feels...
I haven't had a chance to talk to the Huawei guys about this yet, but I got that, and that's one thing. I really felt like Samsung to me.
Yeah.
Or it's, you put it on the table, someone's going to say, hey, what are you using there? And
yeah.
Whereas my old Sony, which I still use, in fact, we film, if you're watching us on YouTube, we film it on the Sony. My other Huawei, the one I've been using, the P20 Pro, it even has a little bit more of an identity to it, a little bit more of a feel. You know what you're using. So yeah, true. Yeah. And I don't know why they've done that. Maybe it's to be indistinguishable, so that maybe there's a little bit of a stigma. They recognize that.
I'm not sure. I mean, perhaps there is. I mean, I think that kind of, in this part of the world, I don't think there is too much of a stigma now.
No.
I think Huawei is well known, well versed, trusted. You know, obviously if you're in the US at the moment, there's some fun going on over there. But here, I think it's so, I just wonder, I feel like it has lost a bit of its identity on this, you know. I mean, obviously, you got the bevel on the back and it says Huawei down here, but I just wonder, is that a deliberate move?
Maybe.
You know?
One of the things for sure is this phone is a powerhouse. I love the battery life. It's got a huge battery in it.
Yeah.
A lot of times you're looking at 3,800 milliamps or whatever. This is a 4,200 milliamp machine. Dual charging, you can quick charge by plugging it in, and under an hour you can get yourself right up to the top. Or it's got wireless charging. They put that back in.
Yeah, it's fast.
It is. It's very fast.
Yeah, I mean, even browsing. I mean, typical things that you're going to be doing on here: browsing, taking pictures, watching movies. You know, I mean, it's quick, and the screen is beautifully crisp as well. And that edge to edge
isn't that incredible?
It feels right actually.
You're looking at this. It's a 6.39 inch screen. So when you put that together, it's got great sound. It's super crisp when you're looking at it. The other thing with this new chip, they're saying it's 40% faster than most other phones out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just great speed, and it's using the latest Google operating system as well. So
nice.
So here's the other side. If you're buying this here, you're looking at about 3,300 dirhams.
Chunk of change, right? That's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but saying that, I mean, you know, they're playing with the big boys now, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's it. It's kind of they're in the big boy range as far as iPhones and Samsung, right? I mean, that's and Sony. They're pretty much there now.
And I think when you start looking at the speed of it, when you start looking at the screen, they're right in the same camp. I mean, at one point, I'm looking at this 2.6 gigahertz speed for the processor.
Yeah.
I think that's faster than my computer.
Yeah, I think it probably is. Amazing. So speaking of computers, I see something missing.
No, it hasn't gone back yet. So the Surface Go is still here. I haven't given it back yet. But we're going to review that when we're back after the break. Cool. We're going to take a break.
So how long have you got the P20 for?
I was supposed to give it back today.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I'm going to give it back at the start of next week. I'm going to sit down with the folks over at Huawei, have a little chat with them about some of the stuff they're doing there, and talk about their stores too.
Yeah.
And we'll see what's going on.
It'd be cool to get some of the wearables as well.
Well, and that's what I want to talk to them about, because when you go by the store, it's an amazing place. I mean, very Apple-esque, let's be honest with that. And I stood out front of it the other day after you'd mentioned that. And I thought, no. And I looked at the back, there's a place where the guy's going to help me fix stuff. Yeah. It's a little bit smaller than an Apple store, but very Apple store.
Very Apple-esque.
Yeah. I love this phone. I mean, this is the kind of thing. I'm an Android user.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If I was going to go out and spend top money on a phone.
Sorry, just to jump in. So, I mean, bear in mind you've always kind of leaned towards the Sony because of the ultra-free film capabilities. Is this kind of, tipping a balance there now, or?
You know what? So here's the thing, and what keeps me going back to the Sony. And this is a silly thing, but when we record with the Sony, I use either an external mic, or I'm using lavaliers right now that are plugged in. These new phones don't have a headphone jack.
Yes.
So I've got to use the charging port, but I don't have the recording devices that hook into that.
There we go.
So I could ultimately hook in the jack and then go with it. So for the video using the labs, it might work. I haven't tried it out yet. Okay. Because the Sony works so well.
That's it,
I'm kind of going.
But you got to wonder if the new Sonys are going to go down the USB-C or it's USB-C, right?
It is.
Yeah, USB-C route. I wonder if they're going to go down that route as well.
So that's the issue.
Yeah. Okay.
So I will try it out, and I've had actually not on going across phones. Yeah. When I go with the USB-C, and this is something that I don't know if they've changed with the newest Huawei, but this is. I want to talk to the Huawei guys about this, but if I was using their video, onboard video, so the Huawei video, and I want to put an external audio input onto it, it doesn't work.
Right.
It won't take an external mic.
Okay.
So if I want to use the external mic, I had to go to a second party video recorder.
Okay, all right.
So for me, that was a little bit of a discouragement, because I'm going, well, why do I want to use this?
Why do I do it,
And my old Sony, which it's funny, it's old, but it still takes great
that's a great video. Yeah. Well, you said we're running a YouTube video for the back of it.
That's it. Yeah. So it allows me to do that. So I'm very happy with it.
Okay, cool.
And that's kind of a weird thing with phones. And I don't know if Samsung does the same thing, and I'm not sure if Apple's doing the same thing. I got to investigate that. But when you can't plug in your peripherals to their onboard native services, such as video, then it kind of takes away from it.
Yeah, true. Okay.
So I'm not quite sure why they don't want you to do that.
I don't know. I think it depends, I guess, what people are using the phones for.
Absolutely, though, I'd go and check this out, and they're doing some crazy things, and crazy in a good way. With Huawei is playing with a little bit of what Google's doing with identifying things. They've got their own service,
their own lens.
Yeah, their own lens, so that they'll help you identify what kind of products you're looking at, and it's kind of cool. There's a lot going on, and I definitely think that it's a phone that you want to take a look at.
Cool.
And one thing that I haven't experimented with yet is they've got dual speed when you start talking about the Wi-Fi connections. Yeah. So it's it's apparently got the highest speed you can get for that. Okay. And I don't know what that means in a regular atmosphere, a regular environment. Yeah. The other thing is it's got a dual channel GPS. Okay. And I'm not sure if all phones have that, so I didn't check.
No, it's not something I'm aware of,
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Nice.
Anyway, something to go check out. Put it on your Christmas wish list. Cool. What is on your... Apple Watch?
I'm sorry? I think we discussed this last week. We said we're going to do Christmas, right?
Every week, but it's getting close.
Christmas next week.
Is it on the list?
Yeah, it's on part of my Santa list, so let's fingers crossed.
I'm still not sure that you're gonna walk away with one of those.
I almost feel I have to do it because it's going to be shame otherwise if I don't.
But don't you think, like, they've come out with the 4, it's great.
Yep.
The 5 is going to be coming out.
No, because they kept that design for, you know, how long they kept that design watch series? 3 years? 4 years? Yeah. So I think this isn't like, I mean, this is one of the frustrating things I think more so about Samsung now, where they just completely change. It's like driving an Audi, right? You buy a brand new Audi and 6 months later it's out of date.
Yeah.
So I think Apple.
Do you think that bugs people about Samsung, the fact that they change things? I mean,
some people may like it, but I mean, honestly, when you're pouring 3,000 dirhams into a phone,
well, that's it. I don't want to buy a new
one.
one.
No, I don't want to buy a new one. And look, that's you and me, and we have that, and there are other people that perhaps buy new phones every week. But
You pulled up some Engadget stuff, some of the worst gifts.
Yeah, well, I thought it would be quite funny because we ploughed through last week and kind of spoke about that, but I thought the first one was a bit harsh.
I did too.
So yeah, you got the Facebook portal,
yeah.
right?
What's the matter with that?
So I saw my first portal ad the other day.
Yeah.
So I was watching a streaming site and it was a US TV streaming, and they would Facebook ad with the kind of video and stuff. So,
yeah.
But when I watched the video, I thought it was Amazon Alexa.
Ooh,
so look, and I watched it, and then I was like, oh, from Facebook. I was like, oh, okay.
It's got a 10-inch or a 15.6-inch smart display.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, that apparently is a bit of a failure. The Palm phone. We spoke about this, right?
Yeah.
But it just obviously hit the floor pretty hard, I guess.
I thought that would be a great success as well.
Yeah. It's kind of they slapped around HTC as well.
Yeah.
So that feels like actually something that we haven't heard a lot about, right? HTC was one of those things that
they just
kind of
don't advertise.
Yeah.
Their marketing, their PR. I remember the Hero.
Yeah.
Going back to that, that was a beautiful phone on a solid aluminum case. Yeah. It was a good phone.
Yeah.
But they just don't sell themselves well, and I think they take a beating for that.
Yeah.
But they didn't like it. This is the HTC U12 Plus.
That's right. Yeah.
Which pretty good specs actually. But
yeah.
Didn't like it. I said, get rid of it. And then there was this the Red Hydrogen One, which is kind of like a baby tracker kind of thing, and I don't know.
No, the Red was the phone, right? So the Red guys that decided to do the phone.
Yeah, sorry, wrong.
That was it. The baby tracker's the Fisher-Price Sprouting. So basically, this was a device that was it was a wearable that tuned into an app. I mean, the guys are just saying that it just didn't
$250.
Yeah, $250, and also it just didn't work. I mean, that was some of the challenge for some of this. I mean, the one thing that I found a bit disappointing was the retro kind of consoles that were done badly. I think I use my console quite a lot actually. My NES one. NES Classic, which is pretty cool, but some of the Commodore 64 ones that came out,
the whole Commodore
PlayStation Classic, it kind of just fallen on deaf ears. But it made me think that these gadgets are not so much the worst gadgets of kind of 2018. I just think there's just so much now. You know, like we said before, I almost feel like there isn't a one toy this year or one gadget this year because it's so much.
Yeah.
It's a huge choice. You know, as far as, I'm seeing more and more people get Alexas now. So if they haven't got an Alexa, it's on their Christmas list.
And all the wearables.
I
got a friend who just bought a Fossil. She just bought a Fossil, and she really likes it. Android Wear.
Right, it's Android Wear, is it?
And the Fitbit guys apparently have just updated their iOS for the Versa and the Ionic. So there's more functionality and stuff going on with that, so that's putting them back out there. They're competing with the Apple Watch, although they're going to say they're not in competition. They do different things, but likewise, I think you're right. I think there's just so much going on. You've got some phones, and then you've got all the peripherals. You've got 360 cameras, you've got headphone stuff, and it's an endless collection of possibilities. And some of it's a really good price point. So it just sort of it almost becomes disposable. You could throw the stuff away.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I think it's a crowded market, and I think that's the problem. How do you stand out? And I think a lot of manufacturers and people who are selling these products, especially the headphone ones. You know, Bose has come out with their a wireless noise reduction Bud headphone. Which
have you seen the new Bose ones that are actually, they don't play music, they just play sounds. It's like they're
are these for sleep?
Earbuds, yeah, for sleep. they've actually released these earbuds as well. So something else. I liked actually some of the, you mentioned toys here. I like this. This should kids play with Lego rather than smart toys.
Isn't that an interesting article?
Yeah. I thought that was quite interesting because I mean my kids have both. Yeah. So and they definitely kind of swap between the kind of tech side of things, and then also just going back to building fun, cool stuff with Lego as well. But I mean, Lego, I'm just, some of the early stuff, it's funny how that's kind of grown up. So when they were younger, it was very much about building a house, or building a bridge, or, kind of elementary construction, and learning some of those things,
When I think about it, because of technology, we're forcing kids, we're forcing adults to skip a layer of the creative process. Yeah. And all we keep hearing now is design thinking.
Yeah.
And when you think about design thinking, what is it? It's sitting down with a piece of paper, imagining something, then saying, "Hey, I want to make a prototype." So what do? You go to the kitchen, you open up all the drawers, you find everything that could possibly look like and be shaped into whatever you want to do.
I was quite shocked. I mean, I had
which is Lego. That's what Lego does. It allows you to just play stuff, and then now I can take my Lego and let's put it with a Raspberry Pi and let's see if I can't do some automation with it, or just get the Lego robot, and away we go. And so you go from imagining to attempting.
I was quite interested actually. I last week in the office, my business cards came through, and it was one of those things where the little piece of paper is a divider. I thought I'll have some fun here. I'll make some paper airplanes, just and some of the guys were in the office, and I said, okay, so make some paper airplanes. We'll have a competition. I went, don't know how to do it.
Really? Don't know how to fold a paper airplane.
I was like, oh, what now? And they were like, young guys. I was like, they're like, no, never done it.
Really? A whole generation.
Like not paper airplanes, and that was one of the great things I used to do with my granddad and my dad, making paper airplanes. So perhaps we're losing some of this art where we've kind of doing things with our hands, not just typing on a keyboard or a mouse.
And I think there becomes this whole level of anxiety on the part of people who are creating stuff. Well, I'm not a good drawer. I'm not. I can't really think that way, and it's not that you can't do it and that you're not a good drawer. You don't want to be embarrassed by someone else, and it's your own embarrassment. Say, well, I've just sketched out a picture. It's stickman. Well, hey, that's better than doing nothing. And people just don't want to put themselves out there for a little bit of ridicule, and then people go, oh, that's a great idea. Okay, let me run with it. So
well, I mean, some of the best ideas in the world are drawn on the back of a piece of paper. I'm trying to remember. There's quite a famous logo. I need to ask Amit this, but there's quite a famous logo where a woman who runs a branding agency in the US, and she was kind of in the bar and just drew on the back of like a fag packet this logo that ended up being, I'm trying to remember, this is really frustrating. I'll try and find out, I'll remember, and I'll tell you next week the logo it was, but there was a whole kind of debate as far as, she charged a lot of money for this. And it was kind of like, well, you didn't really do much. You just drew it on the back of a fag paper, kind of. So she's like, well, no, actually I created your, logo. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I did it or what I did or the length of time or, this is
it comes out of your mind.
Exactly. So it's quite interesting.
Someone's got to put
that
together.
I'll find out from Amit and then let us guys know.
But it's taking back, and this is this whole guy's concern is,
as
we said,
exactly.
He says that, hold on, technology has its place, but are we
jumping too far?
Yeah, we usurping things. And let kids be kids.
Yeah, true. No, we've got a whole bunch of Lego that, and to be fair, I think a lot of that is me as well. I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars Lego, there's a lot of Marvel. Lego as well now, it's got so many different things. I mean, I remember when we were kids, it was like space Lego was phenomenal. They had Technic Lego as well. But now you've got all of the buy-ins with all the major movies. So, you've got the Marvel, you've even got the Lego games now as well, like on the PlayStation and stuff. So it's cool.
I wonder if people are still just going out and buying Hot Wheels and things. I mean, I see them at Carrefour.
No, they are. I mean, it's definitely,
because I love that where you just sort of have the cars playing around. I was never a big Lego guy. Either maybe my family couldn't afford it when I was younger. We just didn't have a lot. But I always used to have the Hot Wheels cars, and you'd have them jumping off the sofa. Even if I didn't have a track.
That's it. I mean, interestingly enough, the Hot Wheels, we were talking about this the other week, that's one of the toys that hasn't really changed. They're still good quality. They're still, kind of
crazy.
The best. Crazy. They've done movie tie-ins as well. So you can get Star Wars Hot Wheels and Marvel Hot Wheels, and but some of the tracks are pretty intensive. But like you say, I mean, that's one of those great things as a kid that you can, your sofa is like, Royal Rumble kind of stuff, So definitely.
Yeah. And it just gets your imagination going.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're creating an app or something, or you're.
But I've noticed the kids nowadays, they'll like play out games. So they'll play Minecraft or Fortnite, and then they'll do that in the real world.
Which is kind of cool.
So it's kind of, overlap. And something like Minecraft actually is pretty impressive.
I haven't heard anyone talk about Minecraft. Maybe my kids are well past
no,
that.
No, I think it's kind of, I think the boys, your boys are probably a bit
they're way
older
past
than,
it. But
than
is
that.
it still a big thing?
Yeah, it's still a big thing with kids.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely, and the construction mining for ore. How did you make that arrow? Oh, I mined some iron ore. What? I mean, it's this kind of educational pieces attached to that. So yeah,
I'm missing all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And is it free? Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft. Yeah.
So how are they making?
No, you pay. Yeah, so it's
Buy
add-ons,
stuff.
and then also if you buy it, you have to buy it for PlayStation and stuff. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, keep doing stuff. That's the lesson here. As much as we like to talk tech, it starts with a piece of paper, some tape. And
we jumped into this, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Actually, we kind of touched upon Facebook at the very beginning with the look or whatever, but I wanted to get your thoughts on this. So this was the photos got exposed during the privacy.
Wasn't a huge amount. It was about 7 million.
7 million, but
billions.
Yeah, billions. But
that's still huge, though.
But as soon as I thought of this, I thought of you, because all of your family photos, all these kind of photos, holidays and this kind of stuff are all on the cloud.
Yeah.
Right? So you've got them kind of up there in Google, and you trust in the fact that they're looking after. I mean, how would you feel if you were kind of one of these people that 7 million have been exposed to this?
I think it's betrayal. I really looked at this and I said, hold on a second. The whole idea is that there is encryption, that there is security, that there is a wall there, and that you're taking care of it. And it's like they let down their guard.
Yeah.
But
do you think there's a case against, whereas you pay for your space, so you've kind of entered into an agreement, right, where you're paying for a service. Facebook is free.
That's it. Yeah.
Right, and at the end of the day, if people are storing photos on Facebook, they're just almost, I don't want to say open to that, but I mean, honestly, this sounds really rough actually, but I'm just trying to understand,
I get where you're going with
what does Facebook owe you?
Yeah. Except that they get to use my photos and they have access.
But we put a lot of trust.
Yeah.
I mean, it's slightly different for you because you're obviously in a drive and you're paying for money and stuff.
But if you don't pay, I guess there's always that possibility that, A, they could just turn it off and you lose everything, or B, that maybe that's not the area they're putting most of their interest in.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm just wondering what kind of comeback you've got.
I don't think you have any comeback. I mean, it's sort of like kicking yourself saying I shouldn't have trusted.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're basically effectively leaving your house open.
Yeah.
Right? So you're leaving your house open and the keys are in the door and you go out, and if you get some stuff stolen, it's pretty much, well, you didn't actually lock the door. I don't know. I had this internal discussion with myself as far as what that is, because I don't store personal photos online. I still have a hard drive. I still back everything. I've got double backed up on hard drive.
So I've got stuff in a Dropbox folder. I got stuff on a hard drive at home. So I got it in multiple places. But I trust because I'm paying a fee to the Dropbox.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys,
you're paying a fee that they're going to take care of that.
That they're going to make sure that there's a nice wall in there. And to be honest, I don't know. I know that I'm using a secure connection.
Yeah.
But I don't know if someone could get access to that. And they've had problems with data breaches before.
Very true, yeah.
They don't talk about it a lot.
Of course.
But speaking of cloud, just with enterprise, there was one of the reports that I found this week is talking about a study that was done by Palo Alto Networks Unit 42. And they have a threat research team that just looked at cloud, and they looked at enterprise, and they said that 32% of organizations are publicly exposed at least on one cloud storage device, and 49% of databases are not encrypted. What?
Yeah, I'd believe that.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think there's a...
I mean, that goes right back to the Facebook thing. It goes back to sharing your stuff, which...
I think there's a certain casualness that's attached to... and it's almost, I'm trying to think, it goes back to, I remember when I was building my own computers and I had my own PCs and I used to build my mini stack and everything, and I never backed anything up back then, ever. I never had anything backed up because I knew in my head that if it crashed out, I could fix it, or I thought I could. So it's kind of like this. We have a very relaxed attitude, I guess, nowadays.
I think this is the thing. I think we're a little complacent because everyone's trusting that the other guy's doing their job. So if I'm putting my stuff up into a database, that they've got the best people doing tech. And
do you feel that we're here? Because I feel with us, because we have Emirates ID, because we carry this around, because everyone asks for it, they'll ask for it over WhatsApp. And we're in that mode. We always carry around identification. Yeah. It's almost like we've become a bit laissez-faire with it because it's just kind of that's it. I wonder if I'm back in the UK. You don't carry around an ID. You don't have your fingerprints. You don't have your blood take. All these kinds of things. So it's almost like we've been here where it's just normal. It's just, oh yeah, okay, you need this. Oh, there it is. I mean, you think about it. When you go into buildings here, you give over this little card, right, that has a lot of information about you to just someone random.
Could easily be put through a swiper.
Just some random security dude. Yeah. So I'm not talking. Obviously, I mean, from a government standpoint, I think they can pull full lockdown here.
Yeah.
But as far as that dude. I don't know. It's oh yeah, here. Like, I mean, and some of the time, I mean, to be fair, some of the time they give you this pass and it doesn't even open the gate. Yeah. They're pushing a button, right? So it's kind of
I would like to think it's just here, but I don't think so.
No,
I think generally speaking,
are just more casual.
We're just there is this belief that if it's online, because so many of us, we just don't understand it. Our machines are so automated. What you see is what you get. It just drops in there. We look in and say, oh, I'm using an encrypted, I got an HTTPS.
That's it. I got a little padlock. I'm done.
And I've heard that my WhatsApp is encrypted from side to side. I don't have to worry because someone else is taking care of it. And I'm not so sure that and it has always been taken care of. And as we're seeing from reports, it hasn't.
Yeah, but this goes back to that free paid thing.
Right.
Like WhatsApp's free.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, I feel like this.
I always wonder how they're making any money because they're making it really easy.
Well, they're apparently going to monetize it, right? So, I mean, that's the thing they're going to monetize.
If they monetize it, are you going to drop off it?
No. It's just, in all honesty, from a work perspective, everyone is on WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp groups. From a family perspective, we're on WhatsApp. Friends, it's WhatsApp. I mean, WhatsApp is kind of, and I think that's kind of the exposure of it. If we were having this conversation in Asia, it's Line or WeChat, and sometimes, what's the other one, the encrypted one? I'm trying to remember the other encrypted one. But
we just use a lot of Messenger also with the family, which again back.
Yeah, so we don't.
So I'm not posting up on Facebook, but I'm just using the Messenger side.
Yeah, never use Messenger. Ever.
Okay. I mean, it works a lot like WhatsApp, I got to say. It's very similar. Yeah. Has the same sort of feel, and we do the same things with it, and it's just another messaging tool. It just worries me that we don't worry enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little complacency, and I hope going right back to the start where we're talking about the photos on Facebook, the 7 million leaked. Again, a drop in the bucket compared to the number of users, but does that make people kind of sit up and go, hold on?
Yeah.
I think once it's past the news cycle, I don't think anyone pays any attention.
When there's so much going on, it's just noise, right?
It's not important. It's not important to me.
Yeah.
And they move forward, so we'll see. I'm looking here through our list. We got quite a. Oh, this was interesting.
Yeah.
And this is just going back to this is Intel talking a little bit about what they're doing, and it was just interesting, I thought, because typically when we are looking at CPUs and what's going on, it's on the XY axis, and you try to figure out how you can make them smaller. Intel apparently has figured out how to do 3D design of transistors.
Right. Okay.
And so they're not only working XY. They're working on the Z-axis, and they're able to make even faster processors. Now, at this point, they're using them for mainframes and these other kind of places, but we have an insatiable appetite for speed and the ability to process stuff, and I'm not quite sure what's being processed. And this is the other side of all the information, the Internet of Things, all the data we're creating, someone's able to process it, just like they were at the very beginning when we were talking about Die Hard. All of those stats, someone's able to feed it all in, go and grab it, see what's going on.
Well, I think the thing is, it's interesting, isn't it? Like you said last week, when you were talking about going back to your PC or your laptop and you had to use it and you had to open up, a Chrome and wait for it and to load and go and make a cup of tea. And it's interesting how you just kind of acclimatise yourself to the new speed, and it's never fast enough. I still remember the days of downloading clips in an email, and you literally go and make a cup of tea. And you go make a cup of tea, and then it's a 2 megabyte file, and you'd be like, oh man, why are people sending these huge files? You know, I mean, talking about 2 megabytes now.
Well, my son yesterday was saying, hey, I got this 3 gig file I want to download at our house. And I'm going, that might be a problem on the internet at our place. It's pretty fast, but it's not that fast.
No, I was going to say,
and that's going to take hours.
You might as well go out.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah, go grab a beer, get the beer, and sit at the back.
You need to go find someone who's got fast internet.
That's it. Yeah. So sit in Rove.
Well, that's what I was thinking. You got to go somewhere where they've got lightning speed, and you just sit there for an hour.
We should actually probably say we're at Shares Piecowye today, right?
We're not at the Rove Hotel downtown. Half of the podcasts this week are at the Rove Hotel.
Yes.
3/4 at the Rove Hotel downtown. Yes. And we're filming at my place, which is kind of fun.
It's a throwback.
It's a throwback. Yeah. Well, I guess that's the beauty of podcasting, right? Is you can do it anywhere.
That's true.
And this just worked out to be.
Exactly. Yeah. But the boys will be at the Rove for the car talk and
car clinic. So we got a lot to go over there. So it'll be fun. Did you catch this Apple iPhone X screen size and pixel count class action lawsuit?
Yes. Yeah.
Now this isn't the first time that Apple's been brought up on this.
No. But misleading, consumers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the video and the photography, and I don't know.
Do you care? Do we care?
I don't. I mean, I think what's interesting is I'm pretty sure that when they release these videos, they say these are artistic. I mean, you can't because you can't. There's nothing holding the phone when it spins around with a bevel. These are 3D, animated or whatever. So I think that. I don't know, this feels like just in the States people going after money, right? It's just class action lawsuits, there's lawsuits, there's companies that get together and do these all the time. So this feels a bit like that.
I think part of it also is just our phone expectations now. There's just such... Apple opens itself up a little bit. I mean, not that this is a bad thing, but it's Apple. And we've got expectations, and the stuff is cool. And manufacturers find all sorts of ways to present their phones and their phone specs.
But this made me think as well. I mean, how many people are actually buying something unseen now?
No one. I think
honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're getting that, if you're spending
shame on you. If you're spending $3,000 on something,
if you're spending $1,000 on something, and you're just ordering it blindly. I feel like, well, hold on a minute. I mean, that's a pretty decent investment. Surely you could check out, what it looks like on your wrist or for the watch, or hold it in your hand, and it's too big. I didn't realize it was going to be this big.
Let's face it, an Apple user, whether or not it's a little bit slower than they had anticipated, or whether or not those pixels are there or not there. If you love Apple and you're going from a 6 and you're thinking, I'm going to go to an XS, a 10s, you're going to go.
You're going to go for it.
It's going to be shame.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take one.
You don't want that? I love it.
I just don't think it's a big deal. And every time I go by the Apple store and you look in, it's jammed.
Yeah, it's buzzing.
Even the kiosks and that aren't Apple stores, but the authorized dealers here in Dubai, everywhere I go, they're full.
Yeah.
People are
I mean, when I was in Best Buy over in the States, every single Best Buy has a little Mac, area similar to the likes of Sharaf here and plugins and Emacs and
Virgin.
EOS, Virgin. But it's always the Apple part that's like this.
Everyone's there, and the rest of it, it's like, it's like the guys are standing over the other sections. Go, please come and see our phones. Come and see our phones. So,
exactly. True.
That's kind of cool. Another thing that I was looking at, I don't know why, I was just looking at 4K video.
Oh, okay.
And obviously you can get 4K. They're talking 8K now.
Yeah.
Problem is, there's not a lot of 4K content.
And
a lot of the online content creators, the people that we're going to now, they're not creating 4K content. So there's a whole article out there talking about the unwillingness of traditional television providers to offer 4K content, giving new players a very different business model to start offering this better visual content that's actually going to play on the 4K machines.
It's interesting. Back home, and it must be the same in the States and kind of for you as well in North America, the satellite providers for satellite TV provide a HD channel and a regular channel. Yeah, just because there's so many people out there with sets that just can't leverage the HD or can't play it. So it's still, I think people are still running around standard format.
Well, that's it. I don't think people don't want to go spend that money at this point, or it's like everything. They're going, I'm going to wait and see what happens.
I'm good.
And I'm going to wait till the price comes down a little bit. Because remember when the plasma came out and the LEDs?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, which one am I going to get? And if you waited like me, by the time you decided, they'd come down so phenomenally in price.
That's right.
great.
Yeah. They're throwaway prices now. TVs. Yeah. It's just crazy. Some of the price points on TVs.
Some of them you walk and the graphics and just the visual on it is phenomenal.
The thing is that a lot of those boys are playing like a Blu-ray on there or something, or like a high def.
Well, that's it. They're playing.
Like, this is amazing, and you go home and watch the game, and it's like, hold on a minute, this isn't what was sold on the tin.
Well, and that's what you got to do. You got to plug in your phone or cast your phone to it and say, okay, I'm going to watch the movie this is how I'm going to watch it at home. Here's my computer. I'm going to watch it off that. Let me see what Chrome looks like. Yeah. And they go, okay, it's good, but it's not the high def.
I think the size of TV is also like speed of phone. When you get used to a certain size, you're like, oh, this is small now.
You go to a hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to a hotel. How many we were in a hotel about a month ago, and I'm looking behind. There's no HDMI connection in the TV. I'm going, what? I'm looking at the TV going, how old is this thing?
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
An HDMI connector. And what really gets me is when you go to a hotel and they've blocked it so you can't actually switch to an HDMI because I want to play something off my computer. I want to plug in. And, nah.
I was trying to explain to my son the other day that we used to have to get up and change channel, and he was like, what do you mean? And I was just like, well, we used to get up and there was buttons. And he was like, oh, okay. And I said, there was only 3 channels. Yeah. And he's like, well, but you could watch whatever you want. No.
And you couldn't watch it at the time.
I said, you would only be watching this. I think we were watching like cartoons. I was like, you'd be only watching this on Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons. I remember that. It was up at 7:30. Got to watch cartoons. Exactly. And here we go. Looney Tunes is on.
It's funny. Yeah.
Well, and then there was, not only could you just turn it on the TV, then you got the box with the wire that went to a box, and you had the little push buttons. I don't know if you had those brown boxes.
We didn't have those.
So we had this brown box. I don't even remember what it was.
No, we honestly had, like when Channel 4 came in, there was 4 channels. And there was 5 terrestrial channels, and then we had BSB and then Sky, and then that kind of satellite. It kind of came in from there. Yeah.
All right. So I'm just thinking of all the terrestrial channels we had because I lived in Southern Ontario. Right. We had the Canadian stuff and the American stuff coming across the border from Buffalo.
Of course. Okay.
And so we had about maybe 7 choices.
Yeah. You had NBC and CBS and then all your stuff.
Yeah. And then just click on the remote.
There's a channel in Canada that when I was with Kelly that blew me away. And it's the one where there's like everything going on. So you've got the news in the corner, then you've got weather, then you've got like a streaming stock list. And I said, what is this? Like, I think we were in a bar or something. And I was like, what is going on? No, I mean, it was everything on the screen, everything, like entertainment news. Like, and what is that channel called? I don't know, but you've got it there. It's the first time I'd seen it. Yeah, and they were in the top little left-hand corner talking about something that had gone on, but then meanwhile there's stock streaming on this. I was like, who's watching this? Yeah, it just made me laugh. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just crazy. So those days have come and gone. But it was But ultimately, when you sit down with people and you do the research, and you just do it, and you say, okay, what do you watch on your TV? Yeah. People only watch 5 channels. They're not looking at everything.
Guess. I mean, I think people just watch what they want now, don't they? That's the difference. It's kind of, what do you want? Actually, I'll send it to you. Just randomly, there was a top 50. List from Netflix.
Okay.
Right? So these are the top 50 shows on Netflix in the last year, original content shows. Okay. And I was shocked. I mean, I probably haven't seen 45 of these.
Well, so much. Last year, I'm listening to a podcast from Canadian Broadcast Corporation, which I got to say, if you're not tuning into any of the CBC stuff, you should, because they've got a couple of things now they're doing in podcasts. Yeah. They got one called Front Burner. Right. And it's one of their journalists who talks about the stories that they're actually covering right now. Nice. And they talk to the other journalists about why they're covering it and what have they been looking at. And it's just, and they've got another one that's coming back. They're doing serials. So they're literally doing, for radio, for podcasts, they're doing cereals. Nice. And I don't mean cereal to eat, I mean it's stories. Yeah. And all I keep thinking is, it's time to get back into that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you do some Foley stuff, and that'd be cool. Someone who's reading and talking about it, just do them. Do short ones. I'm not sure why we need to start doing one of these.
Start doing cereal. On Podaholiks soon.
But you know what it is? It's just time. Because I keep saying, hey, I want to do this. And a minute of that, say, you got to write it, then you got to put everything in. Yeah. And I'm going, okay, do I have the time? Yeah. Can I find the time to do that?
Yeah, is there enough time to kind of squeeze in the schedule?
But I think it'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be kind of cool. And I want to think, without knowing, that there'd be an audience for it.
Yeah. Well, we can build an audience, these guys here, right?
There we go, exactly. Facebook clearing history. Now, you don't use Facebook?
No, I've stopped. I've kind of leaned away from it. I tend to I use it for a bit of news.
Well,
but yeah,
the videos,
I'm
but you were watching a lot of video on it.
Video content, yeah. I mean, I watch video content on there, but I don't. I'm not doing as much as I used to. Like I said, I'm on Twitter a lot more now. Yeah.
So there's this whole conversation about the Clear History feature, and they were saying that it was going to be out in May. And this was, a privacy-oriented control, etc. But they're saying now they're having a little bit of trouble.
Well, what is Facebook Clear History?
Well,
what would it do?
I guess all of the stuff in the past that you don't want people to know when you were, a teenager that's still in your account. I guess you could ultimately,
instead of manually deleting it.
Yeah, you could just go.
So your timeline, for example.
Yeah, clear my timeline.
Okay, fair enough.
Start fresh today.
Okay. Yeah.
I suspect that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And they're saying the problem is, and they thought, and you would think, how hard is this? You just go in, clear my timeline.
Clear it, bang.
Apparently not that easy.
Okay.
Because they don't store all the data in one place.
Right.
And they put different pieces in different areas.
Okay.
And then they reference it.
Right. Okay.
So they're having trouble figuring
a whole lot of database chains together.
And so how do we work on this? And so they're playing with that and trying to work it out.
Because the problem is, the day that they do the Clear History thing, and somebody clears something, and oh no, hold on a minute, you didn't say you were going to clear that, so you're going to get that brigade, right?
Yeah. I want that back. So
Moni mini brigade.
Yeah. The dangers of being a cool designer on the internet. And this is Colin Kroll. Passed away, co-founder of HQ Trivia, and he was the guy behind Vine.
Yeah.
Passed away, unfortunately. By his own demise. So the success and wealth and fame kind of got to him.
Got to him a bit too much by the look of it. Yeah. It's.
And he was young.
Yeah.
He was like 34.
Did you use Vine back in the day?
I started using it. I used it for a little bit, and then I kind of went, "Why am I using this?"
I didn't use it. I just used to. I used to spend, hours on it watching comedians. Yeah. There was some really.
I remember
cool,
that. I remember
there
that.
was some cool, funny people that were like on there. I mean, comedy gold. Some of the stuff that came out of that. But I mean, that's where you got the likes of Paul Logan, right? That's where he started his.
Well, now he's got a minder too. Did you see that? He's got a. No, that's Logan Paul. Wrong guy.
Who's Logan Paul?
That was the YouTube guy who went all wrong.
Yeah, that's the guy, right? Who am I talking about? Who's Paul Logan?
I don't know. I'm talking Logan Paul.
I'm talking about Logan Paul as well. I want to know who Paul Logan is.
Maybe you're thinking Paul Hogan.
Yeah, I'm thinking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. But Logan Paul now apparently has a minder who hangs out with him and makes sure that he doesn't step on
Logan Paul, there we go. There it is.
But he was a Vine guy.
Yeah, he was a Vine guy originally, but he's now got a TV show that he's running as well. So he's on that. But Vine was kind of, there's a whole bunch of Vine superstars that really popped up.
Yeah.
It was, I think it
did its time and then it just sort of went.
Yeah, there's another company now that's tried to do the looping again.
Yeah. But you can just do it in Instagram.
Yeah, but if you can make someone laugh, I mean, that's what used to get me. Like, if you can make someone laugh within 5 seconds, that's pretty special.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was pretty cool at the time. But one of the things, actually, speaking of apps, the Postmates, we don't have it here.
Yeah.
Right? So the Postmates, it's great in New York and LA and stuff. It's basically, I guess we have something similar, like Kareem have started to look at this Kareem delivery where you can get anything you want.
When you put that into the notes, the Postmates, I had to go look it up because of course they're talking about going autonomous. But I was looking at, what is this Postmates thing? Because
pretty much anything you want.
Yeah.
So if you want like food, or you want, I don't know, a lighter, or you want biscuits, or you want anything, it'll just kind of come to you. So I mean, there is some like Zoom app here and stuff like that, but that's obviously you deliver from Zoom, so you get your gum and stuff. This is anything. And what's interesting about this is it's traditionally been, these courier guys, right? So a lot of courier guys who were doing the courier business, these nut jobs on the bikes, jumped onto Postmates. So a lot of their deliveries are by bike, not motorbike, but bike, right? Now they're looking at these autonomous delivery robots.
I see, and they go about the speed that you walk.
Yeah,
they look funky.
50 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they're going to be left alone.
No, they're going to get hijacked.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you've got the porch pirates in the States.
People are going to ride it. They're going to get on it and say,
exactly, right? I mean, I see, for me, this is, in this part of the world, this would work.
Yeah.
Because we don't really have any kind of civil unrest here.
Yeah.
Right? We don't.
Yeah. People live alone.
People live alone. There's you're not going to, it's a relaxed, it's very safe here, or it's running through Business Bay, or even the beach.
I wonder how it would work in an apartment building with elevators.
Security and stuff.
With
I don't know.
elevators.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe the security guy would open the door for it and say, okay.
Possibly. Yeah, this is like a Postmates thing. But I thought it was quite cool because obviously everyone else has been talking about the drones and how they're going to fly them everywhere. But these are like, no, we're going to use a little trash can on wheels.
Yeah. But I'm wondering, will it stop at traffic lights? I guess so. It's going to have the sensors. And
it's got to be, right? And and I wondered if they were going to roll it out on like campuses to start with.
I think that's a good idea.
You know, so like uni campus and then just kind of, you know, do your delivery. But these things will do everything. So they'll go to the off license, grab your booze.
It's kind of cool.
Postmates in the
cool.
States. Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it. But we don't have it yet.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it'll come. Last but not least, MIT lab. Did you see this? I thought this was kind of freaky. One of their scientists over in the MIT labs has hooked up sensors to a plant.
Yeah.
And they've put it on a robotic tray. And using the sensors, what the plant can do is move closer or further away from the light.
Yeah.
And I thought, whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky, right?
I thought this was really freaky.
Yeah, it's gonna a
huge AI going on there because it's got to process all sorts of signals.
Sure.
But still, the fact that it, based on the readings, can move close to the light, where does it stop?
Exactly.
You wake up, your Christmas tree's moved.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. I wouldn't mind seeing it in the garden. So like everything moved in the garden. That'd be pretty cool. So you wake up in the morning and your garden's on this time of the outside of the garden and it goes that way.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Can you imagine? Yeah, really cool. You know what? We're going to wrap things up.
Yeah.
We're going to be back in a couple weeks' time.
That's
We're
right.
taking a little bit of break.
Got a little bit
holidays.
of a Christmas break.
Yeah, holidays. Then we're going to be back in full force. Back at the Rover.
I should be back with my watch, right?
I'm going to be waiting to see it. I'm looking forward. 2 weeks' time, I'm going to see this brand new watch on your wrist, this Apple Watch, singing and dancing and doing whatever it does.
Yeah. This is bad now.
You don't even sound confident.
This is bad
You're
now.
just going to borrow Amit's is what you're going to do. I know what you're going to do.
No.
You're going to Jit. You're going to talk to Jit.
He's got the 3.
You're going to talk to Jit. He's probably got a new one.
He's got the 3. No, Jit's not. Jit's only just joined the Mac bandwagon, even though his wife works for Apple. But
she's probably got one. You'll be borrowing. Oh, yeah. Can I borrow her watch?
Yeah, I'm not going to give away the secrets now, but you'll see a watch.
Yeah, we'll be coming back to you from the Rove Hotel downtown. And of course, if you want to get in touch with us, Podaholiks with a K on all of the socials. Drop us an email, podaholiks@gmail.com, and you can find us online at podaholiks.com.
That's right.
There we go. Andrew, it's been good.
Thanks very much.